So right off the bat, what I'm getting from you guys is there's some kind of communication, some kind of message that you're that you want to send, but you're fearing it. You're holding off, you're isolating yourself too much, but you're still holding on to this person that you need to send a message to. But I feel like the reason why you're fearing sending it is because you either don't want to break this person's heart or you don't want to end up heartbroken. So let's get some clarifiers and see what's going on here. Why is the Hanging Man here? So you have 9 of Coins. So I don't feel like you're with this person at this time. I feel like this is possibly a past love. We have 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you could be in a relationship with somebody else, but thinking about somebody else at the same time. No, I feel like this is probably like you're emotionally content on your own, or this is something that you want with somebody else. But with the 9 of Coins here, this is telling me that you're single at this time. You could be isolating yourself too much, though. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. So 10 of Cups reversed. So definitely somebody from your past. This person or yourself probably was in and out, never fully committing, you know, like the runner chaser kind of scenario. And I feel like whoever was running could have been fearing commitment. Tell me about the 9 of Swords. What is this fear for Aquarius? Clarify the 9 of Swords, please. So we have 4 of Swords, Page of Cups, King of Swords. So with the King of Swords coming out, I feel like this is definitely your energy that has the fear, the anxiety of sending this message and being rejected. You have the Fool at the bottom of the deck, so you could be getting ready to take that leap of faith with the Wheel right underneath that. Wow. So you're getting ready to take that leap of faith, but there's still fear here that you'll be rejected. Tell me about the Hermit. We have the Empress. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. So you may not, I don't really see this as isolating yourself anymore. I see this more as you've done the soul searching and you're ready to make that a strong effort with this relationship at this time. Even though there is fear. And if you look in this 9 of Swords, she's looking right up at this 10 of Cups reversed. So it definitely is a fear of being left abandoned in the end, I guess. But or maybe like a lack of reciprocity from this person. Like if you feel like if you put in the effort, you want it to be reciprocated this time. And you're ready to give that effort, but you're kind of holding back on asking this person because you're not quite sure if they're ready to put in the effort. Tell me about the Four of Coins. Clarify the Four of Coins for Aquarius, please. So we have the Sun, the Moon, and the Knight of Cups. You're holding on to, I don't know why this is telling me the past. I feel like in the past, this was a very stable relationship. This relationship made you very happy at one point, and then somewhere along the lines, things kind of fell apart. But you're holding on to when things were good. Tell me about the Three of Swords. We have Eight of Wands, Six of Coins, Six of Swords, 10 of Coins. This could be that you're, not that you're fearing the heartbreak. I feel like the heartbreak is from the past and you're getting over that. And you're using like your career and finances to help get you to a better place by not focusing on the heartbreak. Like you're detaching from the emotions. You have Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck. So that very well could be that you're just focusing on your career and finances at this time. Tell me about the World. The Magician and the Two of Cups. So you're manifesting a relationship here. I don't know if that's with that person from the past. It could very well be a cycle that's already closed out. Or it could be that you're closing out the cycle with this person and ready to manifest a new relationship with somebody else. Tell me about the Knight of Wands. Clarify the Knight of Wands, please. Eight of Swords. Okay, so the storyline has changed a little bit. So I feel like you're not really wanting this person from the past. You've gotten over that heartbreak. And now it very well could be that you are in a relationship with somebody else. And then this person who broke your heart in the past is coming back around. Because this Knight of Wands is going right over to the World. So the World is a wrapped up, cycle. And then here comes this Knight of Wands coming in hot again. And that's usually how it works. The second you don't want somebody anymore is the second they come back around. When you finally let go of a person, it's like they can feel that energetically that you no longer want them. So let me get you some final advice for the next week. See where you should be directing your energy. Final advice for Aquarius for May 9th through the 16th, 2018. Final advice for Aquarius. We have Jellyfish Portal. It is number 19, which reduces down to a 1. So, wrapping up a cycle for a new one to begin. So the divination meaning is go with the flow. You have been fighting and struggling with your present situation without making much progress. It is time to take a page from the jellyfish's book and allow things to take their natural course. Although they have the capability to move independently, jellyfish tend to allow themselves to drift along with the currents of the ocean, trusting the process, not fighting what is. Do the same, and you may find yourself a more content, relaxed, and peaceable person, even if you wind up somewhere you never expected to be. So what this is kind of telling me is it's time to let go of that fear and allow things to unfold the way they're supposed to unfold. Will Smith quoted, or had a quote, "All the best things in life are on the other side of fear," which basically means to me, like, fear holds us back from living our lives every single day. And if we live in constant fear, we're never truly going to live our lives. So I feel like that ties really closely into this reading, that it's time to let go of your fear of whatever happened to you in the past and allow, if this is a new person, allow that person to prove you wrong, that not all love is going to go this way, and kind of go with the flow. Don't put too much effort in if you feel like that person's not giving that much effort. And, you know, if that person is giving that much effort, then reciprocate. And if you feel like you can't give that effort, then be honest with that person. Okay. So, Aquarius, we definitely have some fear and walls being put up and some insecurities right now. Yeah, that's really all I see right now. Let's get some clarifiers and see what's going on. Clarify the Nine of Orbs for Aquarius, please. What are these fears? Actually, I can almost with 100% positivity tell you that this is a fear of commitment. That you're being slightly impatient with the process of waiting for a divine partnership to come through, or waiting for the right person to pop up into your life. But at the same time, you've got these walls up because of insecurities, and you'd almost rather just be single at this time, because you're so afraid that if you let these walls down and let somebody new come in and see the real you, that you're going to end up hurt in the end. Tell me about the Nine of Orbs for Aquarius, please. Why is the Nine of Orbs here for Aquarius? So you have Page of Coins, the Moon, and Queen of Coins. So again, more fear. And it definitely has to do, the fear has to do with somebody who took advantage of you in the past. Possibly for money reasons, or because you're a nurturing person and they just took advantage of it. With the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, it could have been a Virgo. Tell me about the Three of Flames. Why is the Three of Flames here for Aquarius? Nine of Swords. With the Hanging Man at the bottom of the deck. So, could be doing the Pisces, but I feel like this is saying it's time to look at things from a new perspective. It's time to yes, horrible things probably happened to you. Somebody took advantage of you. There was definitely an injustice. Something unfair happened. But it's time for you to look at things in a different perspective. Not everyone's going to be that way towards you. You have to learn when boundaries need to be set and when those walls need to be torn down. If you keep those walls up because you're afraid of what people are going to do, if people are going to take advantage of you or hurt you again, you're never going to find love. You're never going to find what it is that you're seeking, because nobody's allowed to get in. Tell me about the Three of Crystals. Ooh. Page of Cups. So I feel like this is saying, excuse me, that there's a new love contract that's trying to come in, a new soulmate that's trying to come in, and you're ready for it in the sense that you don't want to be alone, but you're still keeping your walls up because you're afraid this person's going to do what somebody in the past has already done to you. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point, so let's see what's going on with this Nine of Crystals. So you have the Ace of Swords, Three of Coins, and they were reversed. So, you could have been dealing with a third-party situation, or you could have possibly thought that whoever this was that betrayed you, that took advantage of your compassion or the fact that you have money, with the Ace of Coins at the bottom of the deck, they could have been taking advantage of you, but you probably thought this was, a life partner. This was somebody you were going to spend the rest of your life with. And when the truth came out that this was just a karmic contract, it made you build up those walls. It made you decide, well, I'll just be single. I'm sick of dealing with this. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. Everybody I let in takes advantage of me. Everybody I let in hurts me. Well, why is that happening? Why is that every partnership that you have ends up the same way? Because you're allowing it to happen, first of all. You're not setting up those boundaries. Or you're setting up boundaries that don't need to be set up. But there's something within you about yourself that you're... How do I want to word this? How you want others to treat you needs to be how they see you treat you. So if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're constantly talking down to yourself, if you've got insecurities and you're not working through them, if you're not healing from the past, if you constantly have your walls up, that's how people are going to treat you. If you're not nurturing yourself and, taking care of yourself the way you should, nobody else is going to do that for you. Maybe every once in a while there'll be an advanced soul that comes along that doesn't mirror your behavior towards yourself. But 9 times out of 10, how a person sees you treat you is how they're going to treat you. Tell me about the Nine of Flames. So you have Death and King of Cups. I feel, while there could be a Scorpio in your environment, but this could be talking about the Scorpio full moon that's happening on Saturday. And Scorpio is all about setting boundaries and learning when those boundaries need to be taken down. So I feel like this is saying, you need to learn to block out the energies that have no right to be in your space, and the energies that are meant to be there. You need to learn to distinguish who you can trust and who you can't trust. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. So it's time to get back to feeling like yourself, even though you are an air sign. I feel like this is saying it's time to start realizing that you are worthy of the love that you seek. You just have to start giving it to yourself first. Tell me about strength. Why is strength here for Aquarius? Two of Cups reversed. So you possibly could feel insecure because of, there's Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you could be feeling insecure because of what this person did to you, or when you're not in a relationship, you feel like you're not whole, like you're not a whole person on your own. So it's definitely time to take on a little bit of that Leo energy. I know it's hard because you are polarities, but it's time to start thinking about yourself, start treating yourself better. And then when you start giving yourself the love that you deserve, somebody else will come in and start giving you the love that you deserve. But I feel like that person's like right on the outskirts, ready to come in. So Aquarius, I'm really urging you to start working on your insecurities and start valuing yourself better, so that this new person who wants to come in and offer you love, this soul contract, this life partner, you know, the quicker you get through this, the quicker you can get to what you're seeking, but you're also afraid of at the same time. All right. Card number 7. Infinity, no limits, perseverance. Difficult things take a long time, impossible things a little longer. The abstract concept of infinity is given a visual reference here. This card represents limitless possibilities that infinity embraces. A monkey would, by random keystrokes, eventually put them into the precise order required to replicate the entire works of Shakespeare. This intriguing theory is effective despite its overwhelming odds because it defines infinity in terms other than an abstract improbability. It provides through essence a possibility that it can be quantified and grasped, even if only in the realms of our imagination. But then we are free to imagine so many other improbable scenarios. It is appealing to consider that any personal goals or ambitions, no matter how fanciful, can, by the same criteria as our Shakespearean analogy, ultimately be achieved. The only limitation to our fulfillment is a matter of time and effort. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit, but so you're possibly thinking right now, like, I'm never going to find the one. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. But I feel like this final advice is saying, you know, keep your mind open to any possibility or anything that may come along, and nothing's impossible. Eventually, the right time will come as long as you're putting in the effort. So start working on yourself, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before this new soul contract comes in.